Hello everybody, Gail here. I want to send each one of you a big warm welcome and thank you for visiting. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well today and I'm very excited because today is my first project for the Sam Poole design team. And I want to just take a quick moment and say thank you, Sam. It is such a lovely honor that you've gifted me. If you're unfamiliar with Sam Poole Designs and her work, I will be listing her links in the description box below. And I encourage you to check her out because not only is Sam a beautiful digital designer, she is a beautiful journal creator and she is a beautiful photographer, and a lot of her photography shows up in her digital designs. So please check out Sam's links and you will fall in love with her like so many of us have. My project today goes it goes way back to the early 2000s. This is nothing new, this little journal that I've created, but you may or may not have been around then, so you may or may not remember from then, but there are many journal makers out there today that are making these little journals out of lunch bags. Back before Etsy was even born, there were a lot of us who were making these lunch bag journals and selling them on eBay. One thing that was common back then was for the binding, we would use the round ring binders. Is that what you call them? I think that's what you call them. Binder rings, excuse me. The round binder rings. And they would be what would bind everything together, and we would tie a lot of dangles and ribbons and fibers and laces, whatever we felt like, on those binder rings. This one I created using 6 lunch bags, and I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch to bind it. This style of journal using the lunch bags was on my list of the next project I wanted to create, and then Sam came along and made her wonderful offer to me to join her design team. So I decided to marry my first design team project along with this lunch bag project that I had intended to create. Now, if you've been around me any little bit of time, you probably are already aware that I like to mix up everything. I'm not one to just take one set of digitals and use that usually throughout an entire journal. So I have taken little bits from a lot of different kits that Sam has created. Excuse me, sip of water. And those kits will be listed below, but I can tell you right now that the ones that I used was the little French book, Lady in White, Shabby backgrounds, vintage Doilies paper, French Haberdashery, French Cottage, Lilac Chateau, Still Life, and my collection, both 1 and 2. And I also used Sam's stamps from her dates from the past, 1 and 2. So that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but like I said, I just used little bits and pieces from each and kind of mixed and jumbled it all up in this journal. So enough of me talking. Let's get into this little baby and see what she looks like. Also, if you've never made a lunch bag journal, these are so easy to create. They're easy, and they can be quick or they can be involved depending on how much you want to put into them. On the front here, I just did a simple little collage with a piece of vintage cotton fabric and one of Sam's images. I layered a lace over the edge, the spines, just to cover up the binding. And this is one of Sam's stamps. And then on the back, I just left it very simple, just the lace. And I tried to leave an edging of the lunch bag show on all the pages just because, you know, my style is a vintage, shabby kind of style, and so this just went along with everything that I do. Excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice, so I will be sipping a lot of water. The closure is a pale pink sari silk, and it's just so soft. I'm sorry, I keep playing with it. So let's open her up. I've added different laces on the edges of the papers because I like to see my edges. And when you open it up, I've just put a little tuck spot right here. And then I took these two images, let's see, yes, they're both backed, and used one of the Tim Holtz tiny clips and just tucked them right there. On this page, I just did a ruffle with some sari ribbon. And then on this page, if you're not familiar with these lunch bag journals, this is the bottom of a lunch bag. And what I did is I just glued it here on the bottom to make a tuck spot out of it. I did add a little faux age tape. And then I put these two little journal cards inside the tuck. Over here, I did a lace pocket and then more journal cards. These are all from Sam's, her collections, her photo collections, 1 and 2. That little girl, she's so cute. And then when you flip over on this page, this is, and you can kind of see the structure here, this would be the top of the bag and then the bottom gusset of the bag. And so in here is a pocket, and inside I've used one of Sam's photographs that I've just enlarged and just did a little fussy cutting on it. And there is a little bit of lace behind the little baby shoes and some book page and a label and then a fabric tab. And then some more Sam's paper on the back. So that tucks into this pocket, and behind it I have added an antique French book page. It's rag paper. And like I said, just tuck that into the bag with the journal card. There's a ton of journal cards in this journal. On this page, again, I just took one of Sam's images and did some fussy cutting around it to make another tuck. This page is some of that French rag paper book. On this journal card, I used a little lace snippet and a bulb pin, and then this dangly rhinestone heart. Tuck that right in there. This is some vintage sheet music. I did stamp one of Sam's images on some, this is pattern paper, just a little piece of pattern paper. And again, this is a pocket. This is the bottom of the bag. And then on this journal card, I just collaged a little label number and a piece of fabric. And then I added a piece of lace on this image. And then some of my little watercolor doodles. I left some pages blank so that you could add to them. You could add a photograph. You could add some writing paper, a little writing pad scrap on here or on here. Here I just used some book page and again some of that pattern paper scrap. Over here on this pocket, I did a little tuck of two fabrics, and then did a little bit of slow stitching on the top fabric. Definitely losing my voice. And then this image of this sweet girl in a chair. And then this is an authentic vintage envelope. It's very fragile. I have reinforced the edge with a little of my faux age tape, and I've left it blank for the new owner. Over here, I did do some embossing on this dotted pink paper, and then this is some antique ledger for the background, and then I made this little tag, got to be in frame, and then this little journal card. Tuck those in there. Here we have, excuse me, another pocket, and inside this pocket I put a little notebook, journal, whatever you want to call it. I've done some embossing, some textured paste embossing on the cover, and then inside this is just some lace tea-dyed paper, and then I just used scraps of all different kinds of scraps in here, and lots of writing room in this little journal slash notebook. Tuck that into this pocket. Here I did a belly band with some lace. Oh, I forgot. I used one of Sam's die cuts. She's got a die cut. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'll have to look that up, and I can put it in the list in the description below. But they're buttons. And so I used some decorative paper and then used some thread to add it to the lace. And then here, I just put together some little papers and this little slidey band around them, a little tiny paper clip. And so we've got the image of these. Do I keep getting out of frame? I apologize. I'm lying all over the place this morning. So these little girls. And then this image of a chateau. And then this is an authentic antique part of French paper. I will put that together later. Excuse me. Another little lace pocket. And then another one of Sam's images, and just a little piece of lace. Sorry, a little piece of fabric. And pulled it around to the back of the journal card. This is, I'm not sure what it is, but it is authentic. I mean, this looks like a stamp and a postmark, but I don't know what the use was for this. But I just tucked that in there. And then on this pocket is a flip. Am I out of frame again? I am so sorry. I just stapled a little piece of sari silk here on the corner for some interest, and a label. These are Sam's labels. I think I forgot to mention those. So again, I'll put the link in the description box below. I think I fell down on the job. And like I said, it is a flip, so there's room for writing or whatever. And then in this little pocket is another image. This is just, I think I stamped that with the stamp that I have. This is just a sari silk. No, it's not sari silk. It's just some chiffon ribbon I have. A little ruffle. And then here I did kind of a diagonal belly band and a little lace scrap. And then this card. I love these touches of gold. Can you see? They actually do have a shimmer to them. And then over here, I did another fussy cut for a tuck. And some faux age tape. I've added in some vintage tickets. And then just this little acquaintance card that says on there. There's another pocket. And inside there is another journal card, little fabric tab, some vintage sheet music with a couple of my watercolor doodles, and then a label. That's not a label. This was on one of Sam's pages, and I just cut around it and made it look like a label and put it over some fabric. Did a little paper there, and this is just some vintage ledger paper. Blank ledger paper. Pager? Paper? Okay, here we have, I don't know if you can see it, but some more embossed stenciling there. Just some numbers and a little washi tape. Over here is some more of that pattern paper that I stamped with one of Sam's dates from the past, excuse me. I think it might be the weather change. Over here we have another pocket, another one of Sam's labels and her photographs, and then just a journal card. So even though this journal is small and there's a lot of images in here, there are a lot of also journal cards or tags to write on. On this page, I cut out the center of this frame from one of Sam's pages and added, I used it as a tuck spot, added this image of this little girl and added this little label. Mine went blank. And a lace ruffle. And then here is the last big pocket with another journal / notebook. And I've done some more embossed stenciling on this. Just did a little collage with some of the papers. Little ledger paper, little watercolor doodles, Sam's images. Again, just a simple collage with a couple images and some book page. 3-hole binding stitch. And then again, book page. This is from Encyclopedia 1800 something. And again, just more scrap papers to write on. Some book page. Oh, I see what I did. It's book page on this side, but on this side I put some vintage paper over it for writing. So there's lots of writing room in this journal. And that goes in this pocket. And then we come to the last page. I've added a lace pocket here. I love this lace. And a blank label and another one of Sam's buttons. And then I just sewed some embroidery floss, I believe, through it. And then these two images, I did sew around them. It's a little washi tape. Did some funky stitching around them. Tuck those in the pocket. And then added this little label up here. I don't remember if this was a label. This may, again, sometimes I will cut words out of pages and make them work for me as a label. And then this sweet little, I'm assuming, siblings with some washi tape. And that goes in that little tuck. And then here I've just done some pink lace. And that's it. That's my design team project for Sam Poole Designs. Now I have to step back and figure out what I want to do for my next project for Sam. And that will be in the latter part of December. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.